All right.
Thank you.
Master of Ceremony, the presiding official is the 388th Maintenance Operations Squadron Commander, Major John K. Cartwright. As a reminder, please shut off all cell phones and beepers. Please rise for the arrival of the retirement party and remain standing for the national.
You see, God has done to your eyes, what so proudly held as the twilight flashed through bright stars and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the raft of blue waters were so gallantly, and the objects reckless of unforeseen air came through to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, fade us as star-spangled banner wave o'er the land of the free and the whole of the brave.
Thank you, Senior Airman Patterson. Please be seated. Distinguished guests in attendance today, please hold your applause until all have been announced. Sergeant Giambrone's lovely wife, Debbie, son, Ryan, and father-in-law, Bill, Colonel Schmidt, and Lieutenant Colonel Dennis. Please join me in welcoming our distinguished guests. Ladies and gentlemen, Major Cartwright will say a few words about Master Sergeant Giambrone and his crew.
First, let's talk about what's been an infantry group to me, especially in the S&C community. While he didn't start off in the S&C world, kind of ended the S&C world, without the infantry group, an airplane is nothing. If you've never come to an engine shop and seen an engine being created from a bunch of boxes, a bunch of parts, and being put together to this, you're going to know. Because I know as a young troop, when I was first introduced to the engine world, and looking at an engine like this and seeing that you guys in the community can tear this motor down to nothing and put it back together in a relatively short amount of time, and doesn't want what you do for the Air Force. And Sergeant Giambrone's experience and expertise has been a good help in mentoring young troops and also helping the Air Force mission through his career. Now, as I was kind of looking at what he's done all his life, we were remarking that, kind of everything he goes to close. I don't know if that means anything for Hill, but of his career, there's only two that he's visited that haven't closed, and one's in Kadena and Hill. So hopefully we are not continuing the trend that he started back in Chinook a long time ago. Born in New York, came to the Air Force Chinook like all full engine troops did back then. First assignment was McCord. I didn't realize we had a tactical fireman at McCord. But we had the 318th Fire Intercept Squad at McCord. Kind of a reasonable thing, and this is evident throughout his entire career when you kind of look at what he does. And that's the nice thing about when you retire from business, you get to look at somebody's CPR and you get to kind of relive their life and their experience in a short amount of time. But so he came to McCord, he worked on the floor, then kind of ventured out to Petzl, where he kind of found his niche in the Air Force. But some of the comments that were made: he's an industrious, jet engine mechanic. His performance goes beyond that of confined tasks and duties. The professionalism of Sergeant Giambrone displays is an outstanding example of the high caliber airman that makes mission accomplishments possible. This is an airman, first assignment, coming out. This is what people are saying about it. Kind of stayed in Snoop for a while. I kind of looked at what he did. Then he left Snoop, NCO, after having a buck sergeant. Left Snoop, and he went to George, another base that has now been closed. Went to George, worked on the teardown backdrop of these J79 motors. Here's some other comments that were made about it. Sergeant Giambrone's performance is outstanding. Exceptional dedication and mechanical ability. Outstanding knowledge of the J79. During this time, he went to war. Went over to Desert Storm, served over there. And not only worked in the engine shop, did engine work, but built external drop tanks for a while. Kind of stepped outside of his normal career path and built wing tanks for the war. First time during the war, and I was reading there, he kind of met his wife. I was trying to figure out if it was through the email or was reading how he met his wife. He had no email back then. But met his wife, his correspondence, or mail, while he was in the desert. Came back, got married, and then decided since he'd already settled down 2 bases, it was time to leave. So they kind of picked it up and then moved out to Kadena. Kadena, he's now staff sergeant. Here's comments that were made about it. Maintains the person's physical capability and consistent pursuit of excellence. Selected as top performer in March. Top flight NCO this quarter. Aggressive action-oriented NCO. Setting the highest standards while inspiring teamwork. They talked about how you repaired an F-16 that had gone an IFC in Guam. You went there, got to return to service in 24 hours back across the line with its mission. These are all things that, throughout his career, people have talked about his exceptional ability as a mechanic, as an NCO, an airman, a leader, now moving up through the ranks. Decided he couldn't close Kadena because the Japanese wouldn't let him, so he had to leave there. It was time. The beaches, I guess, were kind of getting old, and the island fever, Deborah kind of said, well, it's time to go back where there's snow and it's hard on the beach. So they decided to come back to Hill. He did the accessory section, more tactile work. He kind of did everywhere it is, he stopped there. Here's the comment. His unselfishness to devote to duty was apparent when he volunteered to assist the 34th Fighter Squadron and troubleshoot an abnormal engine malfunction. He found the fault, repaired the aircraft, and returned it to service. He decided now it was time to get promoted again. Got promoted to check sergeant here. Then he said he's a consummate team player, always willing to lend a hand. So even as he's getting promoted, he's not just sitting back behind the desk, not sitting back doing nothing. He continues to do, continues to lead, continues to perform. Gets recognized. Gets promoted to master sergeant. And as I kind of wrap this up, I want to kind of leave a comment. Here's a comment from Colonel Ryan, the old main troops commander. Colonel Ryan states, involved and passionate about mission readiness. Impact NCO. His leadership and dynamic efforts contributed to the best F-110 GE engine shop with the highest average fail rate in ATC. One way to culminate his career with being at the best. And I think that goes today, we moved over as an master sergeant, got told, you throw yourself out of the job, you gotta go do something else. So he came over to, I would say, one of the hardest jobs in the engine community, and that's in E&E. It's an outside kind of to some extent a forgotten little operation. They're out away from their parent squadron, and they're responsible for a lot. They're responsible for making sure that all the clearly tracked components in these engines are where they're supposed to be. They're in charge of making sure all of the time compliance changes are done on time. Without them, the engines don't go anywhere. And he did that well. He kept on top of all our engines that we had here, was the wing engine manager, and kept us straight. And that has culminated what he's done throughout his career is continuing to move forward, even though when he decided to retire, he never gave up. I know working in the MOS and working some of the production meetings, he was always an advocate for the engine shop. Always an advocate for tack management. He's learning the tack down. Don't pull the motor too soon. When anybody should say, hey, I'm retiring, I'm going to kick back and do my time, what does anybody care? Because when I walk out the door, it's not my responsibility. Just never gave up. You always showed that passion all the way in for what you do, and it is truly my pleasure to stand here today to be a retirement official and to welcome you not only into your new life, but to say thanks for all you've given to the Air Force.
Thank you, Major Cartwright. The retirement ceremony is deeply rooted in military tradition, originating with General Washington and his Continental Army and carried down through the Civil War and into the 20th century. We honor each retiree with a two-part ceremony: the decoration presentation and the retirement honor. Please rise for the presentation of the Meritorious Service Medal to our orders. The Meritorious Service Medal has been awarded to Master Sergeant Joseph N. Giambrone for meritorious service, 22 August 1995 to 31 May 2004. Master Sergeant Joseph N. Giambrone distinguished himself in the performance of outstanding service to the United States as Engine Manager, 388th Maintenance Operations Squadron, 388th Fighter Wing, Hill Air Force Base, Utah. During this period, Sergeant Giambrone's leadership was crucial to the overall success of the wing. As the wing's engine manager responsible for 95 F-110-GE-100 engines, Sergeant Giambrone ensured all aircraft obligations were promptly met. In doing so, he minimized aircraft downtime by reducing engine flow time to 3.41 days in 2002, crushing the Air Combat Command 18-day standard. This aided the wing's ability to secure scrambles and 16 intercepts. While deployed to Operation Northern Watch, Sergeant Giambrone took decisive action in support of the 4th Fighter Squadron by coordinating an engine repair initiative with Spangdahlem Air Base, Germany. His unwavering resolve ensured an engine turnaround time that prevented 10 days of unnecessary aircraft downtime and saved the Air Force over $3,000 in transportation costs. Furthermore, he thoroughly tracked 10,920 engine items and 3,325 time change components with zero discrepancy, resulting in the wing's 97% compliance rating during the 2002 Air